Hello the internet! It is Saturday the 27th of May 2023 and welcome back to the channel. Got a little question for Hexaco and for fellow Hexicans. If you're not too sure what that means, maybe this is the wrong stream for you. The question is quite simple. We're about a week and a bit, I think a week and 4 days post PulseChain Launch. I want to talk about that as well later on, the launch and whatnot. But the question I have up front is, where are the forked copies of ERC-20 tokens that you held self-custody in your Exodus wallet? There was discussion before this fork from many Hexicans that if you did have anything held in your own custody, in your own wallet, including Exodus, it would copy across when the fork happened. Obviously, inside Exodus, you can't change the network. There is no PulseChain selection. Am I right to sort of say that maybe when Exodus implement that feature, suddenly all those tokens will populate? I don't know, but at this point, unless I'm missing something, they're not there. I mean, they're not going to appear in your Metamask wallet, are they? They're just not there. So that's the question. I have no knowledge or insight into anything about it, except that I'm raising the question, hoping somebody can either answer it live on this stream, of which we have 2 people watching and 0 likes. That's a shitty ratio. Smash the like up on YouTube, please. Or maybe you can answer it on the replay. Either way, I just need an answer, or I don't need an answer, but I'd like to know an answer, because there is the hindsight where maybe people in my situation might have wanted to shift everything from Exodus to Metamask just for the fork. I don't know if that would have been a good idea though. So with that in mind, let's move on and let's have a little, and hopefully somebody will be able to answer it as we go along, but let's move on and talk a little about the PulseChain launch. One criticism I have of the launch, there was many times that I recall hearing Richard Hart say, the world's largest airdrop, all you have to do is click one button, change your RPC settings to the PulseChain network, and bam, all your tokens will appear there. That hasn't been the case at all, and trying to on-sell that message to somebody after the fact. So if you sold it to, if you onboarded somebody and said, oh man, it's going to be great, hey, whatever you've got there, just change that one button and you'll see them all. They'll all be duplicated over, so you'll have all this extra tokens that whatever the worth of them is not the point, but they're there. That's not what happened. You had to go and manually add. I'm still missing a whole bunch of tokens that were meant to be just there. So that's one criticism. It's not a big criticism, not at all, but it does make it more difficult to, you lose credibility when someone comes back to you and says, I thought you said I just click one button and all my tokens copied over. So yeah, that's kind of what it was meant to do, but it didn't quite do that. So that's one criticism. On the upside though, holy balls, what a smashing amount of volume. So I don't want to pretend to be the one that knows this, because a lot of this stuff is knowledge that I'm learning as we go. But from my understanding, the bridge opened up 2 or 3 days after the launch went live. And at that point, lots of people were trying to bridge assets and money into this network to the point where it got clogged. Now you might say, and you might be right or wrong, but you might say, well, how come this wasn't stress tested beforehand to take this amount of traffic? I mean, you could argue that, but I don't know how this gets stress tested. But what I do know is that amount of volume coming in is a good sign, because imagine something new happens, something new launches, and heaps of people want to get in on it. And not just people that knew about it, right? So there was conversation about Richard Hart tweeting this out Like his Twitter was popping off before the launch. So he wasn't just reaching those that know, like hexagons. He wasn't just aiming his tweets at hexagons. He was tweeting out at everybody. This thing's coming. This thing's coming. How you feeling? Get ready. Get another 7 days. Get ready. Get ready. Now you could also say, yeah, but he did that lots of times beforehand and then nothing came for 2 years. Well, there was a little bit more urgency around these tweets and a little bit more consistency. So I called it incorrectly. I said my gut instinct is maybe it's not going to launch. Maybe he's just winding us up again. That was my take. I think I made that comment here 2 weeks ago. I was incorrect, but doesn't really matter. I'm nobody. But what it did do was it brought in a lot of outside crew that were like, I'm getting in on this. And that network, that bridge, when it did get finally opened, wow, dude, it got slaughtered. I put a transaction in. What did I do? Yeah, I can say this. I'm not doxing myself here, but my first and only play thus far was to. So what I'd been stacking. I've been DCAing Liquid Hex pretty much since nearly, what are we now, May? When did I leave New Zealand last year? October? So I would say August, September, definitely all of September, all of October. From September, October, all the way through till now, I've been DCAing weekly and scooping up Liquid Hex, which I had in my Metamask. And when the bridge went, no. Wait, when did I do this? Yeah. After the bridge was opened, so 3 or 4 days, I just sat back and watched it all roll out, but 3 or 4 days later, I grabbed my duplicate Liquid Hex that now appears on PulseChain. I converted it all to Pulse. Everything. 100% of it. Done. Pulse. Now, why did I do that? Well, I sacrificed a very small amount for the Pulse Sacrifice. When that thing was launched, I was having a bad time financially, or I wasn't in a good position at that time. I wanted to get in on it. Yo, John, how you doing, man? Yeah, you're the only one here, dude. Well, there's 3 watching, but only you commenting, so thank you. So when that PulseChain Sacrifice was launched, I was like, yeah, I'm not really able to put anything in, but I want to put something in, right? I want to get this volume multiplier. So I put in, and I'm not going to tell you the amount, but let's just say it's in 2 digits. So 2 digits and a decimal point. So it was a very small amount, right? Very small amount. And my Pulse Sacrifice obviously was not as large as my Pulse X, because that came, I think, about 8 months later. There was the announcement for, or was it 5 months later? Either way, when it came, I was a bit more prepared, let's say. And so for Pulse X, I managed to sacrifice about $1,000 worth of Hex. So my Pulse X bag on the Pulse side was larger than my Pulse bag on the Pulse side. So I dumped all of that Ethereum Hex that I had liquid, not all of it, sorry, my bad, the duplicate, all of the duplicate, converted it straight to Pulse. Then back on the Ethereum side, I staked that Liquid Hex, bam, 5555, done on the Ethereum. And now what are we seeing on the 27th of May? We're seeing Hex on Ethereum drop down to just over a penny, just over a cent. So maybe now might be the time to scoop up some more. But I also want to continue adding to the Pulse bag. Not too sure what the play is there. I'm not suggesting anything financially. I'm not suggesting anything at all. I'm just sort of mentioning what I've done. And so then that would also lead me back to a conversation about the bridge being bombarded and the network being slowed down to the point where there was a tweet from Richard Hart saying, don't use the bridge. Like, get the hell off that bridge. It's too congested. The thing's going to blow. Get off. Man, I got something bugging my eye right now. You know when a little eyebrow, an eyelash pokes into your eye? So he was instructing people not to use the bridge. Don't touch it. It's too congested. I did hear in Matty Allen's 48-hour stream, I did hear Brizology saying that's the reason he went onto the bridge, because he felt like it might have been some sly game theory. Richard Hart sort of saying don't use it, so then use it. either way, yeah, people were clogging it up. I believe it's almost 100% clear now. So if you want to go in and bridge over assets and whatnot, you're good to. But there was a period. What did I do? Yeah, there was a period where you had to wait. Hey, 3 likes. I see 3 likes. That's a good ratio. Thank you. 3 likes versus 5 watching. That's good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy if that ratio stays exactly as it is. 3 votes for likeage versus 5 watchages. But I would like some more commentary. I've only seen John in the chat. John, that'd be good if you could, tell us your thoughts. What are you thinking? How did the launch go for you? So just on the last note I want to make on the bridge is, no, I already hit it. It's we can go and have a look, right? We can go and have a look. Let's go over to here. This is a rad website if you haven't already seen it. It's from Goldkey. Go bento. Oh, there it is. Bento.me/PulseChain. This is kind of a great little starting point. I'll put this in the chat too, in case you want to go for it yourself. If you're looking for anything to do with PulseChain, this is probably a good starting point. It lists pretty much everything that you need. Here's the main website of PulseX, and main website of Hex. Can you see that? Can you make it larger? Yeah, that's a bit better. Scrolls nicely. All about Richard Hart, his YouTube channel, Twitter, and his Tumblr. I want to say Tinder. That's not up there. His Telegram. PulseChain explainer videos, PulseChain guides. Now, what I wanted to show you here, we can go and have a look at that's the bridge, but I wanted to go and have a look at, where is it? I want to have a look at Dex Screener while we're here. Let's just do that first. Let's have a look at Dex Screener. So on the left here is very interesting figures. These figures here, or not figures, but this listing here lists the top ranked blockchains by volume. Ethereum at number 1, Binance Smart Chain at number 2, Arbitrum at number 3, PulseChain at number 4. PulseChain at number 4. It hasn't even been around for, it's under 2 weeks, right? It's just over a week and a bit. And PulseChain is already outperforming all these Yahoos, Polygon, Optimism, ZK Sync, all of these other blockchains that have been around for how long? We've all heard of these Yahoos, right? These all have existed a long time. PulseChain comes in off the bat, 2 years, in the making, and bam, it's already trading volume. Oh, it's up there, right? Like that's got to be a good sign. That's got to be a great sign. And back to the bridge conversation and how congested it was. If everybody in Hexaco, all the ones that knew were trying to do their thing, and then all the other crew that didn't know but were like, oh shit, there's a lot of talk about this, don't want to miss out, let's get in. They were also trying to get in. Now they can get in. I feel like we're at a real, we're at a real inflection point. We're at a point where things are going to twist and turn, right? It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks from here in, because now that everybody's able to get in and play, we're going to see some changes in pricing. We're going to see some fluctuations. We're going to see some volatility, to include one of Dale's favorite words. You don't want to be a fool to miss this, is my advice. Not financially, but my advice is you don't want to miss this. It's happening. It's happening right now. Get on over and have a look. I wanted to show you, is it in here? Yeah, plsburn.com. This is a great website. Go down first here and look. Okay, so the bridge is 99.3% unblocked. So that's virtually 100%, right? So if you're putting any money into the bridge or any assets into the bridge, you're going to have a smaller wait time before they come out the other side. Deposited, what's that? $156,409,797. Processed $155,266,872. So that's virtually all cleared, more or less. Hex being the largest amount deposited. Hex to the tune of 2.5 bill. Hex, which is about $38 million. You know what we should do? What is the Hex price right now? Because Hex on Ethereum is super, super low. Can I see it from... Well, I used to check it on CoinGecko, I thought. Has no link here? No linky poos? I guess, not CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. This is going to be interesting because Hex has now changed. So Hex, okay, so this is still the Ethereum Hex. It's basically a cent, less than a cent here. Sorry, not less than a cent, just more than 1 cent. But the confusion's going to lie because Hex is now, if I understand correctly, Hex on Ethereum is called eHex, whereas Hex on Pulse is called Hex. So up until the launch, Hex was Hex on Ethereum. So are these charts charting the Ethereum chart, which would make sense because that's what it's always done? And if you go back and look at the all-time chart, I guess that'll vary. Yeah, this'll. So this is what was that noise? Don't know. I heard it too. This is the Ethereum Hex chart. So I wonder, can you even find? I'm going to go p-hex, even though that's not what they're calling it. There's p-hex wrapped pulse. See, that's giving you an exclamation, not verified. Yeah, so it hasn't been verified on CoinMarketCap. But there are other exchanges where it is listed, here being one of them. Let's go back here. My thoughts on this. Oh, this is some press. I didn't see. This is new. The press section's new. Wow, dude, this is great, this website. Oh, this is important too. These cross-chain contract addresses. So if you are using the bridge and you need to find exact network addresses here, use this. Do not use anything else. Do not use anything that you find on Twitter. I mean, unless it's from old mate Richard himself, but these are your actual contract addresses. You need these. If you start messing with other ones, the more than likely you're going to use the wrong one, and bam, you're out. You're lost all your tokens. So that's all I really wanted to discuss. A couple of thoughts with the launch. My take on that only, and my take could be well and truly wrong, but my take was that there was a few things that didn't happen that were supposed to happen, such as, just to recap, click one button, change your network from Ethereum mainnet to PulseChain, and bam, all your tokens are copied over. That's all. And Richard was promoting it with, it's just one click. You click one. What could be simpler? Just click one button and you get a duplicate. That's all you got to do. And that's not all you got to do. You got to start manually adding them. To that effect, where are the ERC-20s that were in Exodus wallet? That's a little concerning. I don't know if Exodus are going to be adding PulseChain to their drop-down list of selectable networks. If that's the case, then maybe at that point, does that go back in time? I don't know. I'd like to know the answer to that. The clogging in the bridge, I feel like, is a good thing. It shows urgency and it shows use case, and I'm happy for that. And my play on it was to convert all of my liquid hex in Ethereum side to Pulse on the Pulse side. That's what I played. That's how I played it. And if it wasn't for these low Ethereum hex prices today, I would be just going in and DCAing into Pulse. And maybe I'll get tempted to buy a little incentive coin because that thing's like, it's skyrocketing, but I don't know if I've already missed it, and I don't really know why I'd buy it, but I feel like I should buy some of it. But at this point in time, I'm probably going to buy. You know what? Okay, here's a controversial take. I'm seeing a lot of this on Twitter in the last few days. I've got my staking ladder on Ethereum out for 15 years or 13 years now. I'm happy with it, right? My staking ladder, it mainly, like, I don't have like stakes that come out in the birthdays and the anniversaries and all that. I just did all of my stakes to come out at the end of the 15 years. Now you might say that was a stupid move, dude. What about money beforehand? I figure I can still work until then, right? I figure it'll be like big payday at the end kind of thing. So I've got all that crap sorted and I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I'm going to just leave Ethereum. I don't want to play on that chain any longer. I can't stand paying high gas fees. What are the Gwei prices right now? Let's just have a quick look. Where are we here? I've got this bookmarked. I mean, last night it was relatively cheap. Okay, so it's back down to, okay, well, I mean, that's 29. That's not too bad. But, I mean, there was a point when I was playing on the Ethereum chain and I wouldn't interact with it unless the Gwei was a single digit number, under 10. And that was for a long time, under 10. And then old mate, Mr. Jack Levin did his thing and bam, the network has been, I've seen 160, 150. It makes it impossible financially for someone as little as me to play on that chain. Makes it impossible. So what I thought, and this is how I'm sort of still thinking, I'm just going to leave it. Just leave it as it is. I'll cop the loss when it comes time to pulling out, if they're still ridiculously high gas fees. But at this point, is it better to buy eHex, Ethereum Hex, bridge it over to PulseChain, stake it there? I don't know if I want to get that deep into the woods though, and get so twisted up in it. I just wanted it to be easy, and you could argue, well, then you're paying extra fees for this and that. But you know what's really messing me up? How low the Hex price is right now. That's what's really getting me not concerned, confused. Because if eHex was sort of maintaining its sort of rough side by side, up a little, down, up a little, if it was maintaining that, then I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna done, right? I've got my eHex, it's all staked out, I'm good. I've no liquid eHex, it's all staked, it's good. Then I'd be like, okay, this new chain, PulseChain, all right, let's play. That's what I would do. But now we've got this weird predicament where it's like, dude, you're gonna miss out. eHex is so cheap. Now's your chance to get your moon bag. I've already got my, wait a sec, there's nothing in between Earth and Moon, is there? I've already got my asteroid bag. Do I need a moon bag? We all need moon bags. That's my take anyway. It looks like, John, you were the only one here, and I think you were trolling me because you weren't chatting either, so I appreciate you coming in to make it even worse. My streams do get very, very little viewers. I dig that. No, I don't dig it, but I get it. It is what it is. I do stream on Kick, and we have a better time and more fun and more viewers, but here on YouTube, definitely gets squashed. Even though I do pump these out everywhere, like Twitter and whatnot, I try to do the best of promoting my content, but yeah, definitely gets stagnated. Yo, David's in the house. Good morning, Gibbs. Hello, David. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thank you for swinging by. I'm going to get out of here right now, and I'll be live later on Kick, and hanging out there and probably drink a little and have a good time. I do see, dude, I got to tell you, 4 people watching and 6 likes. That's good, right? 4 watching and 5 watching now and 6 likes. I mean, that number should tell the algorithm gods that there is a good thing going on here. People are watching, people are liking. Thanks, Bannon. I was listening to a fan-made CD that involves relaxing classical music. Oh, wow, that sounds good. Now you're all wanting to chat. I was going to get out of here. Well, hang on a second. David, I'm doing well. How are you today? I'm doing well too. I see 5 watching and 7 likes. I mean, I'm happy for that. Do you want to stick around a bit? Do you want to hang out a little? I'll hang out a little if you want to. I'll tell you what I could do. On last week's stream, I haven't had my Telfast, what are these called again? Antihistamines. I haven't had mine yet today. Should I pop a pill? Should we do it? Should we go and take a health-inducing antihistamine, even though I don't need to? I'm going to take it anyway, right? Might as well. John, are you going out for a surf later today if the weather is nice? It's cold. Hey Siri, temperature?
It's 11 degrees outside.
11 Celsius outside. It is 9:02 a.m. on a Saturday morning. The swell is small. I've already been out and looked. It's small. Here's the thing though. I need to go surfing. Maybe not so much for the riding of waves on a surfboard, but definitely for the paddling. I haven't been in the water since last Saturday, a week from today. Haven't been out for a week. And what happens is your upper body, you lose all that strength. And then the next time when it's bigger, you go to paddle and you're like, I haven't paddled in like a week and a half, and you struggle. So I feel like I need to get out and paddle just to keep that fitness up. But there's a few things at play there. I've got to put new shock absorbers in GoVan. I've got to do that job. I've also got a bottle of homebrew. That takes a long time. And I want to do a live stream on Kick, so I'm probably going to forego a surf today because it's so little anyway. You'd be, unless the swell gets bigger, it's not going to be worth it anyway. Maybe you can do surfing with your wetsuit. That'll help your body stay warm. Oh yeah, definitely I'm wearing my new wetsuit, my Project Blank Steamer 4.3, not a 3.2, it's a 4.3. Thank you, Charlotte Rose. Charlotte Rose bought me this. She bought it for me not last winter, the winter before, and I'm only using it for the first time this winter because last winter I was in New Zealand, and it's great. I've already used it a few times. It's fantastic. In fact, it's so good, it's so tight around the seals that no water comes in. I'm used to like my air-conditioned Arzen suits that are 5 seasons used, and there's water coming in everywhere. They're a great summer wetsuit because all the water comes in and it refreshes you, but in the winter. Yo, Pertsky, g'day guys. How you doing, man? How you doing, Pertsky? Good to see you, man. Did you have any comments? Does anybody have any comments on the PulseChain launch? If we could sort of keep it on topic, maybe, I don't know, like, I miss Charlotte's presence. Well, she has, she hasn't been in stream chats, but she has chatted, so she's okay. She has gone through a rough time. I'm not exactly sure what that was related to, but she is okay. But she definitely took her time and jumped off social media for a while, which is fair enough. I mean, yeah, I don't use it too much myself. I mean, Twitter for sure, but so Facebook is a funny one. Yeah. Yeah, look, I won't keep you guys any longer. I did hit the points I wanted to hit, and I'd like to keep this kind of rather succinct. But yeah, if you're watching the replay and you have answers to any of the questions I raised or any comments about the PulseChain or anything like that, let me know. I did tag. So just quickly before I go, the reason this came up is because I'm almost 100% certain. I couldn't find it. I was looking for it. I'm pretty certain I heard Matty Allen in a stream of his say that, yes, ERC-20s in Exodus will be copied across. I feel like there was an interview he did with somebody and they asked him, have I got this right? And then they spelled out everything and he just answered simply, yes, that is correct. And so with that in mind, I left all of my the bulk of my ERC-20s in Exodus. I have a little in Metamask, but the bulk of it was in Exodus. So if anybody knows about that, that'd be great to hear after the fact, if you do have an answer for that. I'm going to get out of here right now. How's Poopsie doing? Man, I'm just about to split. Poopsie is good. She had a cold. She got sick a couple of weeks ago. Then she palmed it off to her mother. Then I didn't get it because I was hanging out with them and I didn't catch it. But she's doing well. She's growing. Man, she grows up so quick. That's so quick. Sorry, I can't chat too much. I'm trying to chat and eat supper at the same time. That's okay. Understood, John. Thanks for being in here, man. Thanks for being in here. Pertsky, have a good one. Thank you, man. Might see you guys later on Kickskis. If not, have a great time and enjoy yourselves. See you on the flip side. On the PulseChain side. The flip side? The other side, you know? Get out of here.